Recently, at Nelson Mandela's funeral, an imposter was caught deceiving the nations. He was pretending to be a sign language interpreter, and this upset several people globally. So now that the deaf community has gained recognition, we should seize this opportunity. We should take this opportunity to talk about oppression. We should take this opportunity now that the world has recognized sign language. You do realize that the world was watching as the presenters gave their eulogies at Mandela's funeral. And as they talked about his struggles and his fight to obliterate oppression, little did they know that oppression was taking place at that very time with the deceiver, with the man that was beaten and an imposter. And we have a rare opportunity as a deaf community to give sign language a voice. So now the world and globally can hear our voice and what we have to say. We can give our language a voice. So this is a golden opportunity that this faker has given us. And no, I'm not saying that I am at all pleased with the fact that there was an imposter there. But it has given us this window of opportunity, this silver lining in the clouds, if you will, to deal with oppression. Oppression has been something that has been happening to the deaf community for years. And as we see again, it's oppressive. And it's been old news that now, with this trickster, we have an opportunity again to talk about oppression. The world at large doesn't really empathize or understand that type of oppression. And now we have a fantastic opportunity to deal with this issue. There have been several leaders who've had these discussions. They have had discussions about maltreatment, oppression, and understand we appreciate the fact that this has become a topic of discussion. So far, this topic for the deaf community has not been delved into deeply. But it is important, it is vital that we have interpreters that are qualified, that are certified, and have the credentials so that we can have access to the communication that we need. We do not want to give the impression that this is just an interpreter issue, that they need to be certified and licensed, but we need to bring to the forefront that this is an issue for deaf people. It is not okay to just let this go. Globally, people do not understand that there is an injustice that is happening within the deaf community because of lack of communication access and because of oppression. It is important that we not just be satisfied with the superficial debates on oppression, but that we dig in deeper and we let them know what the real issues are. And the second thing that I would like to bring to your attention is how we approach this fight on oppression. Understand that in Mandela's time, there was a dichotomy, there was a separation. Blacks and whites did not work together. They were governed by a Caucasian society. But Mandela did not want to give up the fight, and for his endeavors and for his desire, he was put in prison. Take a look at this quote. This is what Mandela had to say. Be careful to not have your rights just taken from you. It is important for you to bear in and make sure that you are enabled to have your rights. And at that time, when there was a new president put in, there were a lot of issues. A lot of issues. And Mandela was imprisoned for his fighting. And finally, he was released. And once he was released, this is what he had to say. So Mandela is saying once he was free, he knew that he would have to let go of the resentment, that he would have to let go of the past to move towards a free future. He would not be able to harbor resentment because that would imprison him. So he chose to work together with the Caucasians and try to unite the blacks and the whites together. Look at this. Nelson Mandela knew that it was vitally important to work with others. He was elected president in Africa. He was the first black president. And he was there for several years. And that really caught the attention of the whites and the blacks in South Africa. It encouraged them and gave them the courage to fight. They were thrilled that Mandela